20 years ago, Danny Boyle gave us Trainspotting, one of the most acclaimed British movies of all time, and really the kickstarter for Ewan McGregor's career. And now, I believe it's 21 years later, we have a sequel, Trainspotting 2, or T2 Trainspotting, which I kind of don't really understand why it's called that. But Trainspotting 2, whatever, it's the sequel to Trainspotting. And it's set 20 years after the events of the first film. Ewan McGregor's character comes back to Edinburgh and is run into with the old gang. And there's not really much of a plot. Like, the main plot is just Ewan McGregor's character coming home and the interactions he has with Simon, aka Sick Boy from the last one, Spud and Begbie, and just everyone, and it's a sort of nostalgic return. But while there's a lot of cause for concern when you have a film as good as Trainspotting getting a sequel so many years later, because it's only happened recently. We had Independence Day 2, which wasn't good, and everyone was kind of a bit worried about Trainspotting, but have no fear, this movie is good. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but I don't think it was trying to be as good as the first one. This is the characters from that first movie, 20 years on, trying to deal with what happened, not so much what happened in the past, but what's happening now. It's very similar to one thing I really liked in The Force Awakens, where the older characters felt like the same characters, but 20 years on, who have lived 20 years, these characters feel like they've lived 20 years. Ewan McGregor, he's great in the movie. All the performances are really good, and I think the movie, the thing that tears it down is the plot. The plot was okay. I kind of felt a bit sort of flat at times, but the people weren't going for the plot. People go to a Trainspotting sequel to see these characters again, and these characters are done very well. The standard being Spud, who becomes kind of the lead character in a way. A lot of the story revolves around him and him finding his voice, which I kind of like. It's like the opposite to what Cars 2 did, where they took an annoying comedic side character and made him the lead. Now they take a very lovable comedic side character and kind of make him the lead, and it resonates. And I found it a very interesting twist, because the other characters, they're fine, but they don't get given a lot to do, as much as they don't get the same emotional story arc that Spud does. He's the focus. Visually it's very reminiscent of the first one visually. They even use the same shots at times. Someone can just be standing in the street, and then they just do a flashback where they're standing in the scene from the first one where they're all running down the street and they all look young, and it's that is a great way to sort of visually represent the nostalgic feeling and the looking back, because this movie, like a lot of Danny Boyle's films, revolves around memory, the memories of that old film, the memories of youth, and how to deal with your mistakes in life and how to move forward. I love the line from Ewan McGregor, it's you're an addict, be addicted to something else. I think that's a really good line, and overall this movie is really good. Again, not as good as the first one, but if you love the characters from Trainspotting 1, you'll like this movie because it's about those characters rather than story or whatever. Overall, I would give it 7 out of 10. Definitely not a disappointing sequel. It's definitely not Independence Day 2. It's not as good as Trainspotting 1, but it's its own thing, and as its own thing, it was very good and very enjoyable, and I enjoyed watching it, and it's a 7 out of 10. That's all I can really say. So if you like this video, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, and click like in the box below, and comment and subscribe, and whatever, it's Macho Movie Man, do whatever you like, I will talk to you again soon.